Hey there, welcome back to the At Home Dive YouTube channel. As always, my name is Joey, and today we're in the kitchen making rice pudding. So sit back, hit that subscribe button, and let's dive right in. Alright, so on the counter today, we're going to start with 2.5 cups of milk in a medium sauce pot. We have 1/2 cup of long grain rice. We're just going to add 1 pinch of kosher salt. We have 2 eggs, 1/4 cup of brown sugar. This is 1 tablespoon of butter, and 1/4 teaspoon of vanilla extract, and we just have our whisk and a measuring cup handy here. So let's get started. We're just going to put the milk over medium-high heat, and we're going to bring it up to a boil, but we're going to go ahead and add in 1 pinch of salt and the rice. So we're going to give this a gentle stir, bring it up to a boil, and we'll be right back. Alright, so you can see the bubbles starting to form here. That means we're coming up to temperature. I'm just going to whisk this real quick to make sure we don't have any clumps of rice. And then I'm going to go ahead and turn the heat down to medium-low heat. And we're looking to simmer it partially covered for a while. Thinking like 45 minutes or so, or until the rice is just totally tender. So for now, I'm just going to leave the lid cracked like this, and we're going to come back in about 40 minutes and check on it. But we want to keep an eye on it because we want to make sure it's not just boiling away to nothing. Alright friends, so it's been about 15 minutes, and as you can see it's still simmering here. We're going to take it off and we're just going to whisk it and get all these little pieces of the milk that's separated out. And you can see it's all starting to thicken up just a little bit, but not a whole lot. We're going to let it keep cooking here, and we'll come back and check on it again in about 20 more minutes. Alright friends, it's been about 15 more minutes, and as you can see now, it's thickened up quite a bit, and a lot of the liquid has been absorbed by the rice. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to turn this off for just a second. We're going to come back and revisit it here in just a moment. So I've decided that it's thickened up enough that we are only going to need 1 egg for this. So I've set one aside, and what I'm going to do here is I'm going to take and break this egg, and I'm going to whisk it back and forth until it starts to lighten up in color and get a little fluffy. Once it has, we're just going to add the sugar into it. That's going to give us some stability as we go to put the milk and hot rice over into this. And now it's time that we temper in some of the rice. So we're going to be adding about 1 cup total, but what we're going to do here is we're going to start beating the egg and slowly adding in a touch of the rice to it. And it's important that you keep them moving at this point because the rice is hot enough that if you're not careful, it will cook the egg. Alright, so that should be enough to bring the temperature of the egg up and get it starting to cook. Now that the egg's tempered, we're going to slowly add it back to the mixture, whisking everything together so that it's nice and incorporated. Now it's time to go ahead and turn the heat back on, and this time we're only going to go over pretty low heat, and we just want to slowly bring it up to a temperature to slowly cook the egg, and you'll feel it thicken up as you go. Do not rush this step, because if you go too fast, you will curdle the egg. So do not be in a hurry for this. It will happen. Just be patient. It's very important to keep it all moving during this step too, because you want to make sure that the egg gets in and cooks even. And you can go ahead and add in the vanilla extract as well. Once you see the steam start forming again, that's a good sign that the temperature's coming up and it's getting nice and hot again. And you'll eventually feel it start to thicken back up pretty soon. Alright, if you see the trail behind the whisk is starting to get a little bit tighter, and it's starting to stand just a little bit stiffer, that's a good sign that the egg's doing its magic and it's thickening up the rest of the way. So at this point, as you can see, it's nice and thick. We're going to go ahead and turn off the heat, and we're going to go ahead and add in the cold butter, and that's going to also help drop the pan temperature because we don't need it to keep cooking anymore. This is the point in which you're going to flavor your rice pudding. I always recommend 1/4 teaspoon of cinnamon, which I'm adding right now. And if you'd like, you can put raisins in it at this point too. We're going to forgo the raisins because we're going to put a chutney on top of ours, and it has raisins in the chutney. So at this point, the rice pudding is totally done, and it should look about like a thick oatmeal. If it looks like that, then it seems like you've done it right. This is a pineapple ginger chutney that we made earlier in another video. And if you'd like, click the link in the top right corner up here for the video now, and you'll get to see exactly how we made that. But as you can see here, the chutney is going to give the rice pudding everything it needs. Right now it's just rich with a touch of cinnamon, and the fresh citrus and pineapple and raisins and things like that are really going to set this off and complement it well. That's how we make rice pudding. If you liked the video, comment below. Make sure you subscribe. Thank you very much. Have a good day.